It's my personal opinion that if you are really famous and you're terrible at your own makeup, you should probably pay someone to do it for you. Especially if it's like a complex look, right? Something that's artistic, something that's like a bit out there. Like, you're famous now, we're not playing around anymore. Your levels need to be up. Here, you need to be giving as best as you can give, you know? So when JoJo Siwa debuted her new look, costume, whatever you want to call it, as a professional makeup artist, I cringed inside and on the outside whilst I was looking at this like nonsensical mess. Now, we're all free to express ourselves artistically however we like. That's how come it's called freedom. And as I always say, right, creativity and individuality have no rules, but makeup most definitely has a theory. And when I look at this, I think, wow, very creative. Now, if you don't know about this JoJo Siwa situation, she's kind of making a huge deal out of going from a child-friendly performer to an adult child-friendly performer. I recommend to you this video over my reaction channel. I'll link it below and subscribe over there if you haven't already. So here's the deal. I'm not a JoJo Siwa fan in the slightest, but the makeup artist in me, when I look at this, I have to redo it or suggest something different because this isn't the way to go. This isn't it. So I am going to create a look that perhaps can be done by somebody who maybe can't do their makeup so well. That's a little bit more to the theme. We'll talk about it. Let me tell you why I don't like this look. There's many reasons, but let me tell you a few reasons, right? So this is it. Let me do a little zoom into the face here. Well, one, it's terrible. So let's bear in mind that this look is meant to be taking JoJo Siwa from child star to adult rebel, right? There's a few things about this look that could be improved. I don't know why I said that. This whole look needs to be improved. From looking at this kind of angle off this eye makeup is a good angle. You see how this eye looks with this angle versus how this eye looks with this like rounded angle? This looks more rebellious. This looks more like I'm angry. I don't know what that's meant to be, just this random little bit out here. So we do need some consistency in the shape to sell an image, right? She's also used some kind of like silver and black glitter. I can tell that because glitter photographs horrendously. Glitter catches light like sporadically. That's like when you have a piece of glitter on your face, you're like, where's that piece of glitter? And you can't quite get it until you capture the right light, right? So it looks messy. It looks like it's in patches. It looks horrible. You can also see patches of black glitter that have fallen on the skin that haven't been tidied up. This lip, let me just say, if you, and this is for everyone, if you are going to wear black on the lips, especially at Halloween, please use a liner. Oh my god, please use a liner and make that lip symmetrical, because there is no color that makes your lips look more obviously incorrect and non-symmetrical than deep reds and black. This is uneven. This dips down like this. I would have joined this lip to like at least to the corner. You don't have to overdraw it, just level out this lip a little bit because this looks shit. It looks really, really terrible. The design in general is just awful. I don't know what this is meant to be. I think unless it's some like poisonous plant growing from her heart to her chin, because why would it stop at her chin? The most rebellious part of your face, the chin. You know, it's just overall all terrible. It's awful. So JoJo has mentioned that she has taken inspiration from Miley Cyrus, right? Miley Cyrus, who went from Disney Channel star, JoJo was, I believe, signed with Nickelodeon for a while, Hannah Montana to Rebel. You know, she made this transition from child-friendly Hannah Montana to still childish-friendly Miley, and then to not so child-friendly Miley Cyrus, you know? And to be fair, both JoJo and Miley Cyrus's maturity, rebellion, both seem like caricatures of what it means to be rebellious or an adult. The issue is with JoJo's look here, in general, is that it's still not adult. It's still a costume. But let's take a look, right? For inspiration, JoJo said she's inspired by Miley Cyrus. Let's take a look at Miley Cyrus's move from Disney child star to adult music star. No, that sounds wrong. A grown-up you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna look at this music video, Can't Be Tamed, which was Miley Cyrus. So the video starts out with this announcer being like, welcome everyone, you're here to see the rarest creature in the world. And I can't quite catch what he's calling her. And behind him is this huge like cage covered up, right? It's got like this big sheet on it and it's like a big bird cage. So, and obviously Miley Cyrus is in there doing whatever. We see somebody else with a cage on their head, perhaps a nod to their fellow Disney stars that are still within a cage. But then we see observers with little cages on their heads, which might have a nod to this is a person who is keeping someone caged in because they're not in the cage. It's just a little thing on their head. Perhaps they're watching it happen, you know? The reason I'm looking at all this is because when you're designing a makeup look, you want like the backstory, right? So a big sheet thing comes off the cage and we see Miley laying in a nest for some reason. I think she's gonna be a bird. But this is the look we have. And bear in mind, this is a good time ago. So this makeup look would have been very present, right? So although this looks like something drawn on her skin, I think it's like a feather lash on the outside there. We have structured brows, a dark eye, and a nude lip. This is her like glow up. It's a very off the time heavy makeup, right? And quite contoured, quite chiseled. Definition is added in. When you're doing a younger person's makeup, if you're doing a child's makeup for TV, or even some people want you to do their child's makeup for a wedding, you're not contouring, you're not using heavy dark eye makeup, you're not structuring the brows, you're not trying to adult the face. Whereas this makeup here, we have a highlight areas, we have a deeper areas. It's very much a move from the child star into an adult facial structure. So then Miley breaks out. We have a few rebellious looking clips, including a bit of lesbian stuff. And it finishes with a broken cage, suggesting she can't be tamed. The makeup isn't costume-like. On her various other performers, like background performers, it is more costume-like. Whereas if we look at Miley Cyrus's makeup under Disney contract days, Hannah Montana days, when she was like rock and roll sometimes, this is as rock and roll as and rebellious as it gets, right? A bit of black eyeliner. That's like, ugh. In her new video, the looks still aren't rebellious. There's still a bit of lesbian going on a boat, but being a lesbian on a boat isn't being rebellious. Imagine if you're lesbian and you get out on a boat, it sounds like rebel. You know what I mean? These looks aren't exactly screaming rebel grown up. They're screaming, you're in a Disney film and you're an acceptable kind of Disney scary. It's still child friendly. She looks like a descendant, a Disney descendant. And even they have more mature, rebellious looks. They are more believable as rebels because it's not too try hard. Now it's not hard to go from JoJo's not much makeup looks, a tiny bit of bright makeup occasionally, to something that is gonna scream adult a little bit more. It doesn't have to be full glam, it doesn't have to be full on Instagram. So I'm gonna do a look now that I would suggest should replace this look, but even JoJo could probably do herself with her level of makeup skills, although I would suggest hire someone. Okay, it's a different day because this room got so hot I couldn't bear it anymore. So let's redo this look. We're gonna make it very easy. I want to recreate in a way that she could. I'm gonna take some post-it notes so we can make a quick line. Let's just do it. We want grown-up, adult, rebel, right? We don't want it to look childlike. So here's what I'm gonna do. Post-it note, and we're just gonna put it on her eye here. This is something she can do backstage, although I feel like she would spend more time than we would think on her makeup because of all the diamonds and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna take a black eyeshadow and make a nice flick on the eye, or what's it called? Doesn't matter if it goes underneath, that's fine. A good wing. Doesn't matter if they're even because we can sort that out after. Then we're just gonna brush on the top here so it looks a little bit more edgy, a little bit more gothic. And we're kind of going for like a square look, like that. I want it to look rustic, like someone's just done this, you know what I mean? Like dragged out the eye makeup. It looks like, you know what, I'm doing a smoky eye, but also I'm a mechanic. So it's an unusual pattern that gives her a bit of an edge. We can actually knock that off there. Same black again on the inside corner. There's something about darkening the inside of the eye. That's like deemed villainous, almost rebellious, while still looking like sultry. I don't know if I've ever spoken about the Singe Beauty brushes. It's beautiful. Every one, I always find a shape that I need. It's like the small blending one and a small like applicator. There's always like a brush shape to fill in the gaps. So yeah, I know she likes diamante. I know we like these little diamonds. The black glitter looks tacky. So what we're gonna do is just use a regular shimmery shadow, a gel shadow to fill in this middle. This is from a brand called Glow. Excuse the fingernails. Shattered glass glitter. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of glitter, but when it's in gel form, I don't mind it. So I'm just going to tap that in the middle. It's more about how it washes off rather than about how it goes on, you know what I mean? If it comes off nicely, then we're all good. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful shimmer. Very nice. Okay, we're going to do the same under the eye. Quick, JoJo's backstage. Black under the eye here. Keeping kind of in line with that square, that kind of, not square, yeah, that bolder square shape. And I'm kind of letting it drag on my skin, because remember, we're mechanics too. And I'm using a bigger blending brush just to keep it rustic. Glitter again, under the eye, here, got on the inside corner. Not getting it in my eye though, be careful of that. Dark pencil, I should have timed it like so. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of foundation and concealer, and then we'll get onto the lips and the cheeks. Foundation and concealer are on. I just wanna add a bit of a deep brown up into this corner here. Again, I'm literally going in, I was about to say chunking it on, which isn't really a word, but chunking sounds, I'd say it sounds nice. It doesn't. I'm chunking on this eyeshadow. Chucking on the eyeshadow. I'm just going to go on top of this too. Just trying to blend that black into the skin a little bit more. Into the eyebrow. Into the eyebrow. Only rebels and villains put eyeshadow in their eyebrows. So I'm thinking for the lips and cheeks, something deep, a deep purple, because Dark Lips Rebellion. This is from Fui. These are their pudding, lip and cheek pudding pots. This is the shade Boss. They're these really nice moussey, you'll see, like matte lip and cheek colors. So we're going to do the cheek and the lip. I'm just going to start on the middle here and slowly bring that down. Oh, I didn't, 1 second. Just block out some color here. So nice and dark on the inside. Nice and dark on the Cupid's bow. Probably shouldn't talk as I'm doing this. I'm gonna let that settle down, and I might add a little bit more deepness on the inside there. I'm gonna take a blush brush and I'm gonna keep this color quite high up on the cheek. That's a lot more pigmented than I remembered. And kind of into the brows and out. But we're not bringing it too far in because we don't want to round off the face. We want to keep it very, you know, you know what I mean. I've got like a weird allergy cough. It's really horrible. I've never had it before, but it's like definitely an allergy situation going on. Oh, it's a fly, get out. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more to here. And I want to go on with a clear-ish purpley gloss. Just something with a bit more of a cold tone to it, you know? Okay, I need to get lashes on because we are gonna wet up the eyes. Okay, we have lashes on. I'm gonna mattify my face in just a moment. I'm going in with a Danessa Merrick's color. What's it called? Color Fix Foils. This is like a black one. I'm gonna do a little bit on the back of my hand. Oh, fuck, I keep swearing, I'm so sorry. And I'm going to take, this is actually a mascara brush where you can get right to the base of a lash so you don't have that like weird gap. This is from my Kitco called My Lash Groomer, but we're going to use it as like a dragging tool. So I'm going to cover my brush, not too much, just to get rid of all the excess there. I'm just going to drag it out. Let's hope for the best. Like so. Oh, messy but cute. Messy but cute. Same again on the other side. So we're kind of winging it, but in a cute way. And maybe we can even do like a little grubby marks. Maybe here too. So it gives that, oh my god, my makeup was so nice. But after being a butcher. What did I say? Carb person all day. Like so. Okay, let me powder my face. And we'll be done. Okay, this is the finished JoJo Siwa rebrand redo. It's a makeup look It looks like makeup. It looks a little bit more grown up, still theatrical to her thing. You wouldn't look at me and think I was a child of God. You think I was a child of a devil. You would think I was a complete rebel, you know? Wow, look at that. Ooh. Actually. So that's the redo. Let me know your opinions down below. Please do consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.